Hello guys, what's up? So this is the compilation of part 1, part 2 along with part 3. I have included a time lapse in the video, so feel free to skip part 1 and part 2 and jump straight to part 3. Part 3 features Veldanava's last wish along with some ships like Veldanava and Lucia. And this is gonna be the last part, and there will be no more other parts of this Octagram react to Rimuru Tempest. So yeah, that's it. Like and subscribe.
In the silent void above the collapsing battlefield, two figures remained. Feldway, the fanatical executor of Veldanava's will, and Diablo, the primordial black reborn in loyal devotion to Rimuru. Feldway's aura warped reality itself, divine pressure crushing everything beneath it. Yet Diablo only smiled, that elegant, terrifying smile reserved for prey, too ignorant to realize they were already defeated. In a flash, Feldway launched his divine authority, a being capable of severing fate. But Diablo walked through it, not resisted, not endured, ignored. As if Feldway's ultimate power simply lacked the qualifications to affect him. "Forgive me," Diablo whispered, shadows blooming behind him like 1,000 wings. "But I cannot allow anyone to inconvenience my lord." What followed wasn't a battle, it was dominance. Diablo's strikes erased Feldway's concepts, a reminder that even angels and divinities tremble before his perfection. That it was just a dream, an unfulfilled wish. Reviving the Star King Dragon, Veldanava, in his entirety was not possible for the Justice King Michael, who was merely a skill. But even so, he couldn't shake the hope. A world without Veldanava held no value for Michael. Michael's eyes fluttered open. He shook his head gently, trying to rid himself of the lingering emotions. He couldn't help but feel a bit confused at the feeling, as if his emotions had been laid bare for the first time. I thought I wasn't as naive as Rudra, but I was wrong. In the end, that was the lesson. Trust no one and use everyone as pawns. If he had done that from the start, Obara's betrayal could have been avoided. He hadn't because he believed in Feldway. He thought that Feldway's friends, the people he trusted, would also be trustworthy to him. But that was a mistake. When the ultimate skill Salvation King Azrael, bound to his hand, returned to him, Michael realized his error.
5 essays, the work divided evenly among the 3 men. In the end, they wrote 85 essays in the span of 6 months. John Jay got sick after writing 5. James Madison wrote 29. Hamilton wrote the other 51. How do you write like you're running out of time? Why do you write like you're running out of time? Every day you write like you're running out of time. Like you're running out of time. Like you're running out of time. How do you write like tomorrow won't arrive? How do you write like you need it to survive? How do you write every second you're alive? Every second you're alive. Every second you're alive. In the vast tapestry of existence, before skills, before magicules, before even the stars themselves, there were 5 manas, the first echoes of will birthed from Veldanava's creation, and they are 1. Chronoa, the manus of Chloe Aubert. Chronoa was formed from all the negative emotions of Chloe, which were sealed inside her by the unlimited imprisonment skill, and later integrated with Chloe's own will. 2. Michael, the Manas, whose primary vessel was the original human Rudra Nam-Ur Nazca, the Emperor. 3. Velda, this Manas, was the central theosophical nucleus, created by the original creator god, Veldanava, from his own Manas, and the Justice King Michael skill. But there can only be one true Manas, and that would be Ciel, the Manas of Rimuru Tempest. Ciel is not just another Manas. She is the final evolution of ultimate skills, the point where calculation, instinct, logic, creation, destiny, and possibility all merge into one flawless consciousness. While other Manas act like powerful egos, Ciel is a perfect super-intellect with infinite processing. She calculates every variable, past, present, future, and chooses the single path that guarantees Rimuru's victory. She doesn't predict outcomes. She designs them. Ciel is the embodiment of perfection. Her very concept outranks theirs. You cannot overpower perfection. You cannot outthink, bypass, deceive, or corner something that always produces the optimal result. Ciel is not the strongest Manas because she destroys everything. She's the strongest because nothing can surpass a being that has already calculated every path to victory. in the collapsing cradle of creation, Rimuru Tempest stood against the one who shaped the world itself, Veldanava, the primordial god. Their clash twisted the laws of existence. Every strike, every ripple of power, rewrote the meaning of strength itself. Rimuru pushed forward, fueled by trust, by bonds, by the voice that had always guided him, until the moment everything shattered. Ciel was torn from his soul, ripped away by a force even he could not grasp. The world fell silent. Ciel! Rimuru called into the void of his own mind. No answer. Again louder, desperate. Ciel! But the silence stayed, heavy, absolute. And in that stillness, Rimuru understood a feeling he had never known. Not in his past life, not in this one. For the first time, he felt truly lonely. Yet even stripped of his guiding voice, he stepped forward, facing a god with nothing left but his will. I thought, as long as I kept moving forward, I could save everyone. I thought I was strong enough. But why does it still hurt? Why does this world keep taking the ones I love? The sky itself seems to dim as he continues. If my power can't protect them, then what was the point of everything I've done? His words hang heavy, crushing, raw, far removed from the demon lord, the monster, the savior they knew. And for the first time, Rimuru Tempest isn't feared or revered. He is simply a soul begging for one more chance, one more miracle, in a world that has already taken too much. And at that moment, Veldanava stretched forth his hand and tore Rimuru's soul from his body. The world froze. Time itself refused to move. Satisfied, the creator turned his back, already preparing to leave. For what threat could remain once the soul was gone? Then a voice echoed behind him. You think removing my soul is enough to kill me? Silence followed. Power surged where nothing should have existed. A will remained, unbound by flesh, unbound by law. I was a monster before I had a body, the voice continued. I ruled before I had a throne. The soul did not fade. It multiplied. You created life to obey the rules, Rimuru said. I exist beyond them. Veldanava stopped. For the first time since creation, the god hesitated. If a soul were enough to define me, the voice whispered, then I would never have reached this far. Veldanava's attack was a multi-dimensional continuous attack, capable of sealing off escape. My soul was stolen, but at the last moment, only my core heart, my ego, was expelled into Veldora. That's how I survived. There was nothing I could do in that state, but I remembered something. Pseudo-soul. I had to try. With Veldora's help, I placed a pseudo-soul into my empty slime body. While projecting my consciousness onto it, I revived myself. And now, I was back. Ciel was gone, but True Dragon Liberation remained active, so I could still use the combat abilities she prepared for me. I took a breath and faced forward. Veldanava looked at me sharply and asked, "Why are you on par with me?" I answered without hesitation, "Because I'm strong. Yes, I am strong. That's what Ciel always told me. If I didn't act like it, I'd disgrace everything she entrusted to me. Truth is, I was terrified, but even pretending to be confident made my fear lighter." Sensing this, Veldanava frowned slightly. "It's truly amazing. A tiny being that never existed in the past can now rival me." I smirked. "You're praising me, right?" But there was no time to relax. This was the strongest enemy I had ever faced. I focused everything I had, gathering all my will, all my determination. No tricks, no feints, just a direct strike. I unleashed it. Hope, Elpis, a pure, straightforward attack. Simple, but containing all of my resolve. Veldanava blocked it with his own power. For the first time, our clash was even. Shock waves tore through space. Light and darkness spiraled around us. And in that instant, I felt it clearly. I can fight him. I won't lose here. My fear disappeared. I finally understood what I had to do. I tightened my stance, eyes locked onto Veldanava. This time, I'm going to win. Veldanava no longer had any interest in the world. It had taken his beloved wife, Lucia, from him, and that alone was a sin beyond comprehension to the god of creation. If you're doing all of this because of Lucia, wouldn't it make more sense to just reincarnate her yourself, Rimuru? The only threat to him asked. But Veldanava explained that it was impossible. Lucia's soul had already reincarnated into countless fragments across different worlds. Because of that, Veldanava found only one way to bring her back, by destroying all worlds themselves. Only then could he reincarnate Lucia into a new and better world in their place. He would destroy everything that he created. After all, that was his right. Veldanava thrust his sword sharply, and at the moment Rimuru blocked it. Rimuru was engulfed by a gentle sensation. His consciousness faded, and he collapsed into a slime as Veldanava took Rimuru's soul into his hand, shining faintly in the suspended world. Holding Rimuru's soul, Veldanava frowned. "I'm surprised. It seems this Rimuru guy also possesses a fragment of Lucia." In that instant, Veldanava was dragged into the sea of thoughts, where two voices echoed. Startled, he muttered, "Could it be Lucia?" A calm voice answered, "No, that's not true. I am Ciel, the Manas, the Wisdom Core, who exists for the supreme Rimuru-sama." Ciel continued, "Master is all-powerful, but with me around, he couldn't fully accept his own achievements. Therefore, I used you.
Behind Ciel, veldanava sensed a presence he knew well. "Are you really Lucia?" a gentle voice replied. "Yes." Ciel gathered the fragments of my soul and restored me. Then Ciel explained everything. Ciel combined the many elements that had gathered around Rimuru, as well as the Lucia factors that veldanava had collected, and succeeded in recreating Lucia. Shizue Izawa, Hinata Sakaguchi, Chloe Obel, and several others had fragments of Lucia's genes scattered throughout them. They had all been collected through Rimuru and then Elpis. It's a name I've only recently heard. A cheeky slime stood in front of me. The name is... Veldanava suddenly remembered something. A conversation I once had with Lucia. "What should we name this baby?" When asked this question, Veldanava answered with a happy feeling. "That's right. Wouldn't Milan be good?" Wait a minute. Why had I forgotten? That was before Milan was born. Veldanava had certainly spoken another name. Now that I remember that, I'm convinced that it was all inevitable. I see, surpassing his parents had been achieved. The child of the Creator was scattered, reborn far from divine eyes, hidden within fate's blind spot. With a human's death, a slime is born. The world shakes. That soul resurfaced as Rimuru Tempest, a seemingly harmless existence that evolved with every challenge, every victory, every kill, until the sealed divinity inside him began to awaken. This was never chance. This was the rise of Veldanava's heir, a god reborn in the body of a monster. With the final impact shot, Rimuru is crowned in the celestial flame of creation. The world does not face a demon lord, but the true dragon of the creator god himself. A divine calamity destined to rewrite existence. Ivaraj, the dragon of destruction, begins absorbing everything. Not eating, but reverting things back into their original state. Veldanava understands he cannot escape. This is his punishment, the final consequence of all the mistakes he made. His loneliness, his selfishness, and the chaos he spread across the worlds. But then Lucia appears beside him. Hand in hand, they accept their fate together, as Ivaraj slowly pulls them in. Lucia comforts him. Veldanava's heart softens. He feels peace for the first time. It's okay, because there is hope for us too. Hope. LP. further evolution of Void. God Azathoth, Rimuru's supreme skill, was powered up by harnessing the vast energy of Turn Null and integrating the factors of the True Dragons. Enhanced control over True Dragon cores. Ciel facilitated the use of a powerful sword art by concentrating the full spiritual strength of Veldora, Veldrin, and the pseudo-veldanava into a single incredibly powerful blade, essentially using them as power cores. Soul consumption and preservation. The soul consumption subskill of Azathoth was used to devour Ivaraj's soul, preserving her within his imaginary space. This prevented her total annihilation and allowed her to be reborn in the past, eventually leading to the causality loop where she becomes his ancestor. Transcendent existence. By defeating Ivaraj and absorbing her chaotic essence, Rimuru solidified his position as a being that surpasses Veldanava's original power.
In the final volume of Tensura, the era of balance came to an end. After Rimuru defeated Ivaraj, also known as Iavaraj, Guy Crimson declared his ascension. Rimuru Tempest was no longer merely a demon lord. He would stand as the great demon lord, the one who ruled above them all. Milim and Ramaris voiced their support without hesitation. Luminous then delivered the decisive argument. Rimuru's influence had grown so immense that even his subordinates now rivaled demon lords themselves, rendering any opposition meaningless. She further stated that de Gruel would raise no objections, effectively speaking on his behalf. Dino accepted the decision without resistance. A final confirmation came from Leon. Admitting that he could not even perceive how the battle had ended, Leon formally acknowledged Rimuru as his superior. With that, the Octagram was broken. They were no longer 8 demon lords standing as equals. Rimuru stood above them, with 7 beneath him. Thus, the Octagram was dissolved and replaced by a new order, the 7 luminary sovereigns, marking the end of balance and the beginning of an era ruled by a single slime.
What was Veldanava's desire for the world? After Rimuru absorbed Ivaraj, it was revealed that Veldanava's final and true desire was for his creation, the world and its inhabitants, to surpass their creator. He wanted the beings he created to develop their own wills and potential, fostering an interesting, unpredictable world that was free from his direct interference and no longer bound by his omnipotence. Having grown bored of being an omnipotent and omniscient perfect being, Veldanava intentionally relinquished his power to experience the imperfection and the unknown of a world with free will, surpassing one's parents. Veldanava mentioned this phrase, indicating his wish for the new generation, Rimuru, Milim, and others, to exceed his capabilities and determine their own fate. Veldanava wanted a balanced world. Rimuru's actions in dealing with Ivaraj and the overall conflict aligned with Veldanava's desire for a world that could sustain itself and evolve independently. By absorbing Ivaraj and integrating her with the memories of Lucia and Veldanava, Rimuru essentially became the successor who could balance existence and non-existence, creation and destruction, fulfilling Veldanava's ultimate goal. Veldanava found comfort in his final moments, before being fully absorbed into Rimuru's existence, by seeing his will continued through others, especially the potential embodied by Rimuru.
Dear Sir, Madame, to Slime Rimuru, thank you for helping me so many times. Not only did you save the children, which was my regret, but you also helped everyone, including Hinata and Yuki. And I couldn't be more grateful that you've reunited me with my mother. I'm relieved to hear that you've made peace with the Demon Lord Leon. Now that I know his true feelings, my resentment has been cleared. I'm really glad to know that there was a misunderstanding. Even so, Rimuru is truly amazing. He ended major wars, brought the world to peace, and saved everyone from sadness. I was really surprised that he ended up becoming a god. I was so happy that you were born as my grandson. To me, Rimuru is Satoru, my adorable grandson. I wanted to try the game, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to exist yet. I wanted to play with Satoru. It's a little sad, but I'm satisfied. Your birth made me realize that my life will continue into the future. I wanted to talk with you more, but I'll save that for another time. I hope you stay healthy and continue to make great strides. If you say that, it sounds like Rimuru, I'm saying that the inside is disappointing. Now that I think about it, maybe that person was a senior. I even thought of something as ridiculous as that. Although he seems insensitive, he is a surprisingly sharp junior. But I guess it's okay to pass the exam. I see. Well then, I'll tell you what happened to me. Would you like to hear it? I jokingly confirm this, prefaced by saying that it's an unbelievable story. Tamura then nodded with a small laugh. Yes, please. Those eyes were very straightforward. I smiled and nodded. I see. So, let me tell you about it. About that time I got reincarnated as a slime. The end.